What's happening, guys? So I wanted to talk about some new content we're going to be getting with the Slithering Shadows patch that's going to be coming on March 17th. I will be doing a full-on detailed guide on the Call to Arms event, but considering that we have a new patch coming out tomorrow, I'll just wait until we're actually in game so you guys can see visual footage of how it works and everything. So full-on guide of that will be coming, so stay tuned. Definitely we'll have that out for you guys very quickly. But we will tell you about some of the stuff we'll be getting. So first off, of course, kind of the biggest thing we'll be getting is the brand new raid. This is a brand new raid tier above Iron Arc raid. It's going to have only 2 bosses instead of the regular 3 that we usually have. It'll give a bunch of new equipment, give a new Misted badge, just overall brand new weapon tier, just basically higher tier, higher gear. Kind of the same formula we've had for years with raids. We're also going to be getting the Spring Trove. There's some decent stuff in here, but personally for me, I really don't spend money on the Trove. I just don't feel like it's really worth the money invested. I feel like most of the time, at least my rates have always been bad in the past. There's only been a really like 1 or 2 Troves that have been good for me at least, and these were like from years ago. So personally for me, I don't spend money on the Trove anymore, but if you are interested in that, you will be happy to know it's coming with this update. But besides the brand new raid and the Trove, really the number one thing I want to talk about is, of course, the thing that has everyone hyped for this patch. The Call to Arms event. Everyone knows, well, at least people who play the game know that the Call to Arms event is basically the best event you can have for a new player or someone who wants to gear up an old character. The amount of great rewards they give for you for doing this event is insane compared to other events. It actually puts other events to shame how good the rewards are for the Call to Arms. So having this release with this update is really huge, and I really recommend if you're planning to come back for the Unreal Engine 4 update, I honestly recommend at least logging in and doing this event, and then maybe you could quit again if you don't want to deal with the optimization issues. But the amount of good stuff you get here is priceless for a new player. Like, it is really good, honestly. So definitely recommend playing through this event. They got some of the rewards you can get from this event. So the main attraction, of course, is the Thornbreaker weapon up to stage 6, which is a very high tier weapon, honestly, and you're skipping thousands of gold you'd have to waste to upgrade to the stage if you're a new player, and it'll allow you to basically run most of the content in the game. You're not going to have endgame gear or be able to run some of the highest tiers like House of Idols, unless you have like a really dedicated static group to run it with, but you can at least run the majority of the dungeons in the game and even some of the raids with this tier weapon. So this is really great. Some of the stuff they're going to be giving, because they don't only give the weapon, they'll give you a True Cosmic Soul, which is a pretty decent tier, True Harmoon Heart, giving you a Prophecy Necklace, talismans, belts, earrings, the Celestial Emperor earring and Celestial Emperor ring from the Nightfall Sanctuary raid, and these are matte stage 10. Just overall, you kind of get the point. Really great stuff for a new player, someone who's returning to the game. It's just really great, and it really just helps kind of get your footing back into the game. And it's even great for people like myself who play pretty frequently, because I'm going to use it to actually gear up my Warlock character. So I'm ready for when 3rd spec Warlock comes out later this year. With the scythe and everything, which I have on my channel if you haven't seen. So I'm really excited personally for myself, and I'm not even a new player. So the great thing about this Call to Arm event is it's a little bit different in a good way, because they actually changed how you get the remnants. So before, you would have to get remnants from different type of tasks. So for example, there would be like a fishing remnant you would have to get, and you'd have to buy it with angler pearls, which was really, really annoying, because you'd have to do like over 100 hours of fishing. It was actually terrible. Another one, you had to get one from a high tier raid, Starlight Conservatory raid. And again, not really good for a new player entering the game, because they can't get into a party to do it. Though now I think you can, because there's like a bud going on where people can abuse the first boss, but that's a whole nother story. Overall, it's just, this version is way better, because now you simply just do the content and you collect the martial remnants. So there's not other ones you have to do. You don't have to do PvP. You don't have to get one from a raid. You don't have to do fishing. You just simply do the content, the dungeons, the weeklies, the daily quests, and you get the martial remnants, and you save them up, and then you can buy different keys to actually unlock these chests. Once you get to stage 12 is when you get all the gear all together. Different stages give you different tiers of gear. Overall, it says right here, for each key you need 400 martial remnants. Simply, we'll just have to do different daily challenges. You get 40 martial remnants when you complete the 7 daily challenges. If you do 4 weekly challenges, you get 50. Doing different Mushin Tower quests, you'll get 30. Doing different daily quests, like if you do cold storage, you'll get 10. So you'll see right here, it adds up pretty quickly when you're just doing your daily and weekly content. So 400 for each key to unlock for the stages of the armory chest. Now, one thing to keep in mind is you can only buy 1 armory chest per character per account. So make sure you buy it on a character you're planning to gear up all the way. You cannot do this more than once. So this is a really big thing. Make sure you choose the class you want to main and use this gear for, because once you do, it is stuck on your account forever. So it is free. You don't have to worry about any of that. You start off with Grand Celestial Weapon Stage 1, and then you slowly get better gear as you buy the keys with the Martial Remnants. Overall, as I said, I will cover the full details. Don't worry when the patch is live, just because it'll be easier. So stay tuned with that. I definitely want to help you guys out. I'm actually going to be streaming a little bit too, because I'm planning to actually do this event fully and gear up my Warlock, as I said. So definitely want to play with you guys, start some parties. The only thing I will say, which is a downside, is that they're not nerfing the dungeons. The last Card of Arms event, they actually made all the dungeons incredibly easy, which was really great because it allowed new players to do this event who had no good gear to get all the remnants they needed. I will say nowadays in F8, basically everyone just accepts everything. Like if you have bad gear, you can basically do all the content in F8. The only dungeons that people get really strict on, of course, is some of the endgame ones like House of Idols or even Stone's Tail Passage and stuff like that. But overall, the majority of the content, you can just kind of F8 it, LFP it, join a random party, and people will accept you. And I'm planning to do the same thing. So I do kind of wish that they nerfed the dungeons so more people could do the content easier. But fortunately, they're not going to do that this time around. So that does kind of suck. Another reason why it sucked is that you can't do multi-runs as fast. I remember I was farming my achievement points, doing the multi-runs in dungeons way quicker because they're nerfed. So you can't do that either. So overall, there is a downside of them not nerfing the dungeons again. But I will say the rewards are really great, and it still is definitely worth doing. So as I said earlier, if you're planning to come back for Unreal Engine 4 like most people are, I recommend just doing this event for the next couple weeks, and then you can log out and quit and come back for Unreal Engine 4, because this event is really solid. And if you don't do this event and you're trying to get all these items from just playing the game when Unreal Engine 4 comes out, it's going to be a real pain, trust me. So definitely do this event if you're planning to play the game. And I appreciate you guys watching the channel. Again, new guide on Call to Arms tomorrow in-game. And I'll see you guys there. Thank you guys so much. And like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. More Bladesville news very soon.